What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of interAXEtion. And on this episode of interAXEtion, we're going to answer your theory questions. So let's just jump right in and get started, right? Don't like wasting a lot of time. First question. What benefits is there to learn the circle of fifths? Is there benefits? Should I learn the circle for harmonic minor too? Since that's my favorite scale. I already know it's to determine how many sharps and flats there are in a key. The circle of fifths is more of a learning tool. Okay, it gives you a circle, obviously why it's circle of fifths, and it moves in fifths, meaning the keys are 5 notes away from each other, or if you go the other way, it's a circle of fourths. And it's a way of identifying the key signatures, right? So if you start up top, like 12 o'clock on the circle or the clock, you would have C, and then you count 5 notes, C, D, E, F, G. G would be the next one, you'd have 1 sharp, and then D, 2 sharps, right? A, 3 sharps, and so forth, all right? So it's more of a tool like that, and it also is a way, when you resolve chords, moving either a fourth or a fifth away is a very strong harmonic movement. Try strumming some chords that are either fourths or fifths apart from each other on the guitar, and it's going to sound really good. All right, so outside of that, it makes a nice practice tool, especially if you're in a jazz position or if you're working on your arpeggios. Try taking a dominant 7th arpeggio, right, going up and down, and moving that backwards through the circle of fifths, which would be in fourths, right? You see a lot of jazz guys do that. As far as the, learning it for harmonic minor, this isn't scale related. It doesn't change for what mode you're playing in. Okay, obviously the notes are going to be within that scale are going to be a little different, but not the circle of fifths. Okay, it's just a tool to learn key signatures, and as well as to learn what keys are a fifth away from each other, as that resolution or that chord movement 5-1 is extremely important, right? And you'll see it in classical music and jazz music and blues music, right? So you'll see that resolution, so it helps you kind of memorize that as well. So that's how I would do it if I were you. All right, practice those arpeggios going backwards to the circle of fourths. Good luck. Next question. You talk too much. What speakers do you use with your setup? I also have a Mac, and I'm thinking about getting into computer apps for guitar. Well, I have the KRK Rocket 5s. Those are the monitors I've had for a while. They're relatively inexpensive. They sound pretty good. I would probably, in the future, upgrade those. I'm not sure what I want, maybe JBLs, or some higher end monitors, something a little bigger. They're just a 5-inch. They sound pretty good. It'd be nice if they're a little bit bigger, push a little more air, especially if you're just plugging your guitar into them. But as far as computer apps go, for guitar, I have Positive Grid, the bias, and the effects. Those sound great. I use the Easy Mix stuff a lot because they're already just little presets, and it's great to just kind of plug in and have something ready to go. Those work well. I also have the Slate digital plugin bundle that I use, and there is an S-Gear or an amp sim that comes with that, and that sounds great. There's a lead patch that I've been using for a lot of things lately, and I just absolutely love it. It sounds fantastic. Any tips on recording instruments to a click track or drum track? It doesn't matter what instrument I'm playing, but I always have to play behind the music and make a drag. I've tried everything, even nudging the track ahead a few milliseconds to compensate for the drag. It sounds like there's 2 things going on in this question. One, if you're recording things and you're experiencing latency, look into that and fix that, because that's really the problem what's going on. But any tips on recording to a drum track? Usually if I'm writing and recording to a drum track, I like to lay down a scratch track on the guitar, open up the drum software, find your loop or edit one yourself, right? Quantize it, shift things around, add some ghost notes, right? Make it sound exactly like you want it, and then retrack your guitars to the drums. This way you'll get a better performance. The guitar will fit the drums and the feel more, and vice versa. So that's my tip with that. But if that's not the issue and you're actually just having recording latency issues, that's your problem. You got to go into the software and adjust your latency accordingly. Next question. Do you have a 9-string guitar? The 2 big ones out there are Ibanez RG9 and the Schecter Hellraiser C9. Having a low C sharp really makes for nice bass tones. I do not have a 9-string, and nor do I want one. I don't have an 8-string either. 7 is usually enough for me. 8 is fun, but if I own an 8-string, I would approach it very differently, because it does feel like a different instrument. It allows you to do a lot more. 9 strings I'm not really into. I mean, the low string on an 8, that low F sharp, or if you drop it down that low E, that's really low. It's really low. I mean, you really don't need to go much lower than that, or just detune it if you need. 9 strings just seems, for me, in my own playing, I have no use for a low C sharp. If I'm looking for low bass tones, I'll pick up my bass and record a nice bass line. That's just what I would do. Yeah, but usually 7's enough for me. I'm feeling a lot of 6 string playing lately. Still love my 7 string. I don't have an 8 string. One day I'm sure I'll get one. I just don't have a desire for it. It's just not me. It's just not me. 7's usually low enough for me. Alright, yeah. So, awesome question, guys. Keep them coming. Put your comments down below. There were some answers to some of these questions in the comments of the last video. I love that. You guys are really informed to help each other out. We talked about theory books last time. Some of you threw out some nice suggestions for that as well. So leave your comments about theory and other stuff down in the comments below, and we'll keep this conversation going. So, as always, let me know what you come up with. Until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.